And we're live to the third ever episode of In Your Head.
Yeah.
And we're going to call this the Prodigal Sons because we're back, we have returned, we are now here and in it. It's only been a year, more or less, since our last podcast episode.
Leave of absence.
But that's because we got busy. I'm going to give 95% of the blame to Vusi because I'm generous like that. But yeah, so now we're going to try to do one as often as possible. I'm pretty excited about this one because we've got a lot of things planned for this podcast and for many more episodes to come. But first, for those of you who don't know what the Prodigal Sons are, that's a Bible story. We don't know the full details ourselves. We haven't Googled it yet, but we've Googled what prodigal means, which isn't actually what we thought it was. It actually means to spend with wasteful extravagance. So yeah, that's how I think we're going to spend our time now in this podcast. Is we're going to be wasteful and we're going to be extravagant. So to introduce who is all here, first it's Vusi.
Hello.
He's my awesome co-host, 50%, maybe 49% of this awesome thing.
61%.
And we're going to see how this goes. Also, we have a third party, but we're going to bring her in later. She still hasn't really decided she's going to be part of this or not, but we've got enough questions for her that she has no choice. But first, Vusi, how are you doing?
I'm good. I think we should start off by speaking about how you've moved back to Joburg.
I'm back in Joburg. That's it.
Yes.
That is the main reason we're doing this podcast. Is now we're not in different provinces. For those of you who don't know, South Africa has 9 provinces, and I was in the second most furthest away from Vusi. It was horrible. It was sad, and I had some really good times in PE. Just don't tell Vusi that. Yeah, I met some cool people. I did awesome work there, and I really enjoyed it. But I am super happy to be back in Joburg. I've been here for now a month and a half, and wow, so much has happened. I feel like I'm already living here, and that's what's happening, guys. I'm now going to be in the same room as my co-host, which hopefully will mean better sound.
No lag.
And now I can physically hit people when they say things they're not supposed to. If you've listened to the second podcast episode, you'll know that there were a few weird and awkward moments, but that's not going to happen now because now we can just give each other strange looks and we can decide who's going to talk and when, and there's not going to be weird lag. And if there is lag, only you guys are going to hear about it. We're not. Yeah. So, and just to recap, we don't have a professional studio yet. We're doing this off of a webcam, so if there is sound and weird interference things going on, again, Vusi's fault, not mine. But actually, funny enough, this isn't really our stuff that we're using to make this podcast.
No.
But don't tell Palani that. Palani, you met in the second episode as well. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm excited about this. So yeah, in PE, I'm not going to say I worked for a real estate agent, but I might have. And that was a lot of fun, a lot of work experience that I definitely think is going to help me in the future. And what am I doing in Joburg? I'm starting my own business. I decided to go into business with 2 really awesome people whose names I don't think I can mention right now because I don't think we're supposed to be affiliated with such awesomeness yet. But yeah, so I'll keep that under wraps, names and what we're going to be doing. But yeah, basically that's what I'm going to be doing this side. And yeah, hopefully this is going to kick into some awesomeness.
Yeah.
What the first interesting thing actually, I came here and I was here for what, 3 weeks, and we decided, okay, we're going to go get my stuff from Port Elizabeth, and that in itself was an amazing trip. I actually want to bring Tyler and maybe talk more about that. But it's the 3 of us, me, Vusi, and Tyler. We went and drove all the way to Port Elizabeth. Now, for those of you who don't know, a straight drive is about 12 hours long.
Yeah.
If you don't include stopping for petrol, awesome photos, sleep because there's only 2 or 3 drivers and you can't drive all that way.
Yeah.
Weird detours that we had to do because of construction and things on the road, because South Africa is amazing like that. We're working on the roads all the time.
Yes.
But yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. We left the Thursday night and we came back the following evening, Friday night.
Yeah.
Well, it was Saturday morning. It was 2 o'clock.
Basically Saturday morning.
But yeah, it's just over 24 hours, and we were back in Joburg with all my things, and that made it permanent. I am now in Joburg, and I'm here to stay, hopefully.
Yeah.
And just when I arrive in Joburg, Vusi actually tells me that he'll be moving to a city that's only about half an hour to an hour away from here. So that might put a stop in some of our plans. But like I said, we're going to continue this.
Education, bro.
Yeah, education. What you going to do?
Yeah.
Right, what you going to do? Yeah. So anything you want to add?
No difference from now and then. University now, trying to get into medicine, and that's basically my life. Hard as heck to get into medicine, trust me, okay? But
I'm just saying, when Vusi starts medicine and becomes all rich and stuff, he's taking me overseas. I don't
in
care
20 years'
if,
time.
I don't care if he's got a fiance, he's married, he's got 3 kids. I'm the babe that he's going to be spoiling. I'm the guy that he's going to be spending all his money on, and he knows this, and his future wife will know this. It's like they literally, it's going to be part of their wedding agreement. In the prenup, if she's really, really awesome, I might change my mind, but in the prenup, he'll get me.
Yes.
So far.
In the divorce, not the prenup.
Well,
divorce,
the prenup you'll sign to say who gets what. But in the divorce, which hopefully won't happen because you won't get married unless she's the perfect girl. Which, by the way, if you're listening to this and you're about to marry Vusi, it might be a shotgun wedding. I'll be holding the shotgun and stopping that wedding. I'm just saying.
And baby, I've changed. This is all wrong.
Yeah, this is actually. I was thinking about that the other day. We're so much more mature than we used to be.
A year ago.
Yeah, but in the same time, and that's exactly what I was thinking about. Is that when we were 21, we knew so much and we knew the world, and
we thought we did.
Everything was just laying there waiting for us to take it. And now I'm 22, and I'm just like, man, 21-year-old version of me was dumb.
Yeah.
Oh my word, what was I thinking? And now I'm like, yeah, I'm expecting 23-year-old me to say that same thing.
Yeah, 22 me was so dumb. Yes, yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm excited about this.
Yeah,
I really am. And back to what this podcast is going to be about, we're going to be trying to get into people's heads. We're going to see what they're about. We're going to explore cultural backgrounds. We're going to be trying all sorts of things. Hopefully, we'll have like funny people on here and cool people on here.
Yeah.
But if they're not funny or cool, it's just because they're shy, nervous, or not cool and funny. So yeah. So I guess we're going to see how that goes.
Yeah.
So yeah, Vusi. I think what we're going to do now is we're going to try and introduce our third party. We're going to call her B, which probably isn't even the beginning of her name, but we've got to be anonymous about this. So
it could be.
Yeah, it could be, but we decide we're going to go with B. So say hello, B.
Hello.
So first things first.
Tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 20 actually.
Man,
jeez,
people are getting old in this place.
Jeez. University student studying architecture at the moment.
And how's that working out for you?
Super hectic, but really satisfying.
You're enjoying it?
Yeah, on the right path, guys.
It's always easy with that.
If only everyone could find their path just like that.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Are you studying? Are you working on the side as well? Or?
No time for that right now.
No time for that. Okay,
so I'm so broke and stuff, but yeah, no time for work right now.
I see.
Hopefully in the next year or so, I'll be working, enjoying you guys in that working field.
Oh no, please take your time doing that. Like I told Vusi and B earlier on, if you're still living with your parents, live with your parents until you're 30. I don't understand why people want to move out. I was in a rush to move out. I was gone for about 2 years, a year and a half more or less, and like when I came back, I didn't realize how much I actually missed home cooked meals, washing being done for me. Man, it was absolutely heaven. I mean, it doesn't even have to be gourmet meals for you to feel like you're just right there. So yeah, I'm really enjoying myself here. You still live with your parents?
I still live at home, yeah, for the time being.
And how's that dynamic working out for you? You don't feel frustrated anyway?
No, it's awesome. People cook for me and do my washing for now. So.
But from what I understand, you're actually going to be moving into your own place soon.
Yes, soon I'm going to get married.
Oh, that's exciting. That's actually one of the topics that we're going to be talking about. From what I understand, you're a Malay Muslim.
Yeah. Cape Malay Muslim, yeah.
Okay. And so, like, one of the things we found out now today as well is that there's different varieties of different cultures. No surprise there. But yeah, do you wanna actually run us through that process from beginning to end of how your fiance had to approach your parents, Could he approach them? Did his parents have to approach your parents?
Okay, so basically how it works is we speak to our parents, each of us individually, and if they are okay with it, then usually in traditional senses, then he sends over male representatives of his family and himself, and I pick representatives of my side, like my dad, my uncle.
Oh wait, so you get to pick them?
I get to pick
so it's
them.
people you trust. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. Because I can just imagine if you can't pick them, that's uncle you didn't cook for
Yeah,
that
you
one
did
time,
so-
and then he goes and he's like, you know what, just give it away for free. We don't want anything. But is there anything like a dowry in that
Not
sense?
all
Or?
Yeah, we have a dowry called actually Muscavi.
Mascawi.
Muscavi is like a
Oh,
Malay
Muscavi.
kind of a thing, which is dowry, which you decide upon with your contract stuff, which you haven't done yet. So that's
How do you calculate that? I've always been interested in that because like Lobola, I sort of understand the more education,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the more like the less people she's like slipped with, things like that. Or
Less
how do
damage,
you?
as you say.
You know,
less
for us,
damage.
there isn't actually a going rate or any kind of.
5 coats for the woman there.
It's basically what your husband, future husband, can afford and that he has earned. So it's not like a something that's not tangible kind of a thing.
Oh, okay, so it's like sort of a percentage of what he can pay.
Yeah, it has to be something concrete. It has to give it to you like in cash and
Okay.
all of those things. Like my aunt had a whole purse full of 2 rand coins, special 2 rand coins. Like up to like 1,000 rand or something like that.
Jeez.
Yeah, for her dowry. So you decide on that. Depends on obviously the couple. You can get married with 100 rand, but it has to be concrete. You have to state what you're going to give, and you have to give that money before you get married on the day.
That's actually really cool. Now, this might be a personal question, but you're anonymous, so it's fine.
Yeah.
How much do you think you're worth? How much do you think is going to come your way? Or actually, who does it go to? It goes to your parents.
It goes to me.
Yeah.
Goes to me.
Goes to you.
It goes to
Me,
you.
it's my money.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's not for my family.
I should go and be...
$1 million.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
Well, I have to consider that my future husband is also a student right now. And while he may become a doctor, also.
Oh, he's also starting to become a doctor.
Yeah, he's
That's very cool.
a doctor, so he can't afford that right now. But I wouldn't expect too much. No, not a lot of money. It doesn't. It's not really the amount of money. It's more the symbolism of it more than anything. So some people go for like a house or just like 100 rand. So
That's really cool. I'd take the house, not the house.
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But that's really cool. So you're going to be moving then in with your husband,
Yes, that's
And-
the idea.
and then it's just you and him, or
For now, not too sure because my parents might be leaving, and then that's leaving my sister all alone. And while I would like to live by myself, I don't want to leave her completely by herself.
no, absolutely.
You know, so we'll see how that goes.
That's actually I don't know how I'd feel about that. Like having another person. Would it be in the first couple of months of your marriage? Like when are you getting married, and when is your parents might be leaving?
I'll be getting married in March, but I'm not yet sure about my parents' plans. That's the thing, so it's a bit of an uncertainty right now.
So why did they take her? Your sister?
Sorry?
Why did they just take her?
Because she's going to be starting university soon, so
She wants to
she
study.
wants to be here. She wants to study here.
I mean, it's cool.
I'm cool, so that's where she wants to be.
Well, it's mostly joke.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know. I came back for the people, and I found it was actually the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. So.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So he sends a male representative to your house,
Mhm.
and then your male representative. You're not part of this discussion at all, or do you
No,
sit in?
it's more of my decision because I have to ask him to marry me. It's my proposal.
Yeah.
I choose him, so I have to make my proposal kind of thing. But we didn't do it that way, so.
How did you guys do it?
He proposed to me.
That's cool. How did he do that?
He got all my friends and my sisters involved in it, and they kind of checked me firstly.
Ooh, okay, I
They
like
told
to
me.
see. This is the best one. The one you kind of know it's coming, but you don't actually know how it's
Yeah.
coming.
So firstly, he set the plan. Like he got a friend of mine to ask me out for the Friday night, and she's like, yeah, let's go out. We was dressed really nicely, and I'm like, why? Where are we going? It's like, oh, actually, I don't know, but you must dress really nicely. And she emphasized this.
Can
and
I
was
just
like,
say?
yeah, this is.
See, that's what I was going to say. I've seen enough movies to know that the moment one of my friends goes and say, just make sure you're in your tux,
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, okay, where are we going? Who's doing
Something's
this?
happening.
Yeah, I'll message my significant other, which obviously I won't because I'm not the one who's going to be proposed to. I'm the one who's
Yeah.
going to do the proposing.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, I'd say, what are you doing? What are you up to? And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, well, they just told me you're up to something. It's like, damn it, they spoiled everything.
Yeah. So that happened, and I was like, so sure. And then a few days after that, my cousin's wife asked me out, and she's like, no, we're just going for coffee for my cousin's birthday. You know, like
Gotta dress up nice for that.
Yeah, so that was an obvious dress up nice thing.
Yeah.
You know, and this was the Thursday night for this thing. So we go, and like, you know, we're all by this place, and we're outside, we're just chilling, and this random person hands me a box, like big. Gold.
Random person?
Yeah, this random person just comes up to me and hands me a box, and I'm like, what is this? Like some kind of prank or something, and I'm not like convinced of anything, and everybody stands around me in like a circle kind of a thing, and I open the box, and there's another box inside. And I open that box, and there's another box inside that one, and inside that box there's a ring box. And I'm like, oh god, it's happening now, and I'm not ready. And I open the ring box and it's empty, and I'm like, really guys, this is not even funny.
What? Playing games with me? My heart is like, did you cry?
No.
Of course not.
I cried a little bit, okay. And I turn to my side, and I see my boyfriend's cousin standing there. And I turn, and his mother's standing there. And I turn around completely, and he's kneeling with the ring in his hand, and he's like, will you marry me? So that was
that's pretty cool. Now I've got to ask, that public display of love, right? Would you have preferred that, or would you have preferred a quiet, just you guys at a restaurant, or like a picnic far out and wherever? Would you have preferred that, or did you like that your whole entire family was behind this 100%?
I think in my mind I would have preferred a just us kind of thing, but when it happened, I was actually really happy. There was like my whole family. It was like overwhelming and really awesome, and everyone knew that was like amazing. I was like, you all kept this from, and like they didn't give anything away, which I found amazing. You know, like I was so sure it was Friday, and it wasn't Friday. That was like totally a decoy.
I see. That's really cool. Yeah. For those of you who can't see B right now, which obviously is every single one who's listening to this podcast, she's kind of tearing up right now.
Oh no.
And she's smiling so big. So boyfriend / fiance, you did such a good job. I'm throwing that out there.
I agree.
Well done.
Yeah.
So take us through then your preparations for it, because I take it this isn't a standard get married in a church, walk down the aisle kind of thing. What happens?
Not exactly. We also have a ceremony in the morning or whenever in the beginning. Usually it happens in a mosque, but then it's just the bride who's the only female there, and then all the males of both sides of the family will be there.
Okay.
And they do the contract, signing of the contract. They'll ask you in Arabic, you know, do you want to take this man? And I respond in Arabic that I do want to take him. I don't know it yet, so I can't tell him now. And then they ask him and whatever, and we sign the contracts and we exchange the wedding bands, which I suppose is like more of a innovation, not really
part of the actual culture. Don't worry, that's for those of you who don't know, it's not part of the Christian culture as well.
Okay.
Of course,
extreme cultures in Christian, they don't accept wedding bands as even a part of the actual marriage. So they're very, very devout. Won't even wear wedding rings. I know this only because my cousin's a Seventh-day Adventist, which as far right as you can go. They try to do everything as possible. She wasn't too interested in a ring, but everyone kept asking, "Where's the ring? Where's the ring? Where's the ring?" Then she decided she'll just get one just to show that she's married, and it also helps with the other guys. I mean, you're a pretty girl. Guys are going to be like trying to hit on you all the time, but they see that ring, they're like, back off.
Limits and all that.
Yeah, so that happens, and then after that, usually there's like a time period. The bride will have her retinue and stuff, and they probably take pictures and do all those things. Then we have like the male ceremony. Now this is like in Cape Town, where like our families are huge, and you have to have 2 separate receptions because they won't fit in one hall. Kind of thing.
That's so awesome.
So and like everybody comes to a wedding. So.
If I was a guest, I'd go to both. I'd be like up and down the whole entire time, and I'd constantly be like, "Yeah, the other one's better." And then I'd go to the other one and be like, "Yeah, the first one's just the best."
Basically. So they have usually like a lunch and that ceremony. It's not really anything that happens. It's just the bride comes in, everyone eats or whatever. Then they leave, and then they go to a... So
I just also have to ask, because it's at separate venues, where does the bride and groom sit? Is the bride in the one and the groom's in the other, or do they come sit at one together?
The bride and the groom and the retinue, they have one, like the bridesmaids and all of that. They'll go to each ceremony. And also, like, you can decide certain family members to come with you, like your mother's your sisters, maybe all of the close people
Yeah.
that you want can go to both ceremonies.
So I'm going to be one of those people.
Yeah, well, we're going to have a joint one because we have a little family. And
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then you have the bride ceremony, which is usually a supper thing. And then they do this whole thing where aunts, females and stuff from your family come and they take you off the stage, take the bride off the stage, and they put like this faux fur coat on her, and
Game
like
of Thrones.
and they do like a whole lot of, I don't know what you call it in English, say salawat, where it's like praises to God and to Muhammad and stuff like that, and they do it. It's like kind of like singing the whole way out of the hall, and then they take you to what we call a bruidskamer, which is like a bridal room from the male side, where they set like a whole table for you by the groom's house. And you know, like that family, and they just give you the gifts, and it's like, yeah.
That's very cool. So the people who aren't part of the wrestling, they don't get you gifts.
They can, I suppose. Not really.
Oh, man, you guys out there, we get gifts from everybody.
Yeah, anyone who comes.
I know the one wedding I went to, they actually had a little box where above it was a sign saying the honeymoon fund.
Oh,
so then people could just put money inside it. Just an idea for your wedding. I mean, it helps a lot. I mean, that's just for like extra activities and stuff like that. But so you're sitting in the bride room, and then you get the guests and things like that. Then what happens after that?
Then that's basically the end.
That's
well,
and
the
you
whole
guys,
family's there, like whoever wants to come, kind of. But it's like a small thing. And there's food,
cool.
Lots of food, even though we just had supper. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Leftovers for the win.
But like, I suppose like brides and grooms, they don't really eat throughout the day.
Yeah, well, that's normal weddings as well.
So
I mean, that white dress.
Yeah.
So your outfits and attire, what's that like?
It's normal white dress and stuff. Usually a bit more covered than Western.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
For us in the Malay tradition, they usually have like a whole head thing happening, which isn't like a scarf. You can see the hair, and it's like just a material kind of, like a headdress kind of thing. But I don't know if I'll have that.
That's for sure. Cool,
yeah.
I like it. And then honeymoon plans. Do you guys know more or less where you want to go?
Not yet.
Are you thinking overseas in South Africa?
Well, my fiance is from Malawi, and we'll probably have another reception there a few months or a month after that. So
is most of his family there?
Most of his family is there.
That's really cool.
His mother's there actually. He's here alone, so that's why it's also going to be small.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people can come over to Malawi.
Yeah. And then your family's also going overseas, so it seems it's just going to be you guys here.
Yeah.
Are you ready for that? Is there like a housewife plan where you're going to start learning how to cook?
I'm actually being domesticated right now by my mother, trying to teach me how to make certain meals and stuff. Slow, torturous process. But he can
promise you pay attention to the... Oh, he can cook, never mind.
He can cook.
Never mind, you don't need
so I'm not really that interested.
I promise, for the next 40 to 60 years, keep using that excuse. You can't cook.
Yeah.
So he'll
saying incompetence is basically...
Yeah. That's it. That's the strategy. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm just trying to think of what are things about the wedding that we could ask. And then here, do you guys do the whole bachelor party thing, or?
Yeah. Nowadays I suppose. Well, I'm not planning anything.
So you can't plan.
I wouldn't really know what's happening.
No, you see,
your bridesmaid should.
Yeah, your bridesmaid or your maid of honor, or I don't know how exactly it works with you guys, but they're usually the ones who do that whole scandalous getaway for a night kind of thing. Well, no, it's just one of those things. But actually, that's pretty cool. Yeah. And where did you guys meet?
We met in school.
You met in school, like university or?
Matric first year, last year of high school. I change schools often, so.
Tell us how that happened. Like we want to know how you guys met and how he managed to win your affection.
He was an ass that I saw as far as I knew.
High school, gotta love it.
And he was the head boy of our school. I was like, totally not even on my radar right now.
Yeah.
And I was a smart girl. Tutored everybody as I do because I'm so cool and stuff. And he couldn't speak Afrikaans to save his life, so I was actually paid with him for that purpose to help him with his Afrikaans and stuff.
Man, this is like a movie. This I've never
It
literally
sounds
seen
so
this.
cheesy when I'm saying it.
It's one of those like cliches. It's like boy teases girl, girl like sort of half despises boy, and then girl has to help boy with studies because he's failing something, and then all of a sudden like. So how did that go about? Did you guys like do tutoring classes, or was it one project and you guys got talking? You realized this guy's actually smarter.
Yeah, it was actually basically one of those moments where we were like sitting and I looked at him and I realized, wow, that guy actually, he has something.
And then who asked who out? Did you ask him?
I asked him out because I don't wait down for signs and stuff like that.
Man, cool. Where's the woman like this out there? Man, woman, take note. It is not. This is not, ruining the fairy tale if you take the first move.
Yeah.
This just proves that the fairy tale is real if you make the first move. It just gets even better.
He'll probably marry you.
He will marry you because he's sitting there like, oh, I should ask her, I shouldn't ask her, I'm so nervous, I don't know if she'll like me.
Yeah.
I mean, I made that one joke about her weight the other day, and she probably hates me for that.
Yeah, no, can't wait for that. I told him I like him, and then...
Wait. Was this like face-to-face, over the phone?
No, it was face-to-face kind of a thing, like, let's go, kind of a thing.
And this was during school, or were you...
Yeah, it was during school.
And had you guys hung out before this, or...?
No, not really, like, we had study group sessions, like, our class was... Well, my group of friends studied a lot together, so we had that outside of school, but
I should go to Muslim school. But yeah, so the whole culture is basically not the woman making the first move, but she's obviously the one who decides.
Yeah, because for us it's important that, a woman doesn't marry into a place where she is given a life that is less than what she came from.
Yeah.
So if you decide to, you decide to.
Yes,
but they wouldn't ask you, or you wouldn't propose to a woman who is outside of your league unless you can give her a kind of life that,
That's actually really cool. I like that a lot. Kind of works like normal relationships. The guy has no choice in the matter. If you're gonna get married, it's her decision.
Yeah. She decides it. So it's not arranged marriage or anything forced on me like that.
And how long were you guys dating before?
3.5 years.
3.5 years. Yeah. And that's been amazing for you?
It has been.
Obviously, you guys getting married.
It has been amazing. Roller coaster. Yeah, good.
So you guys are in the same university?
No.
Okay.
He's actually, a different one.
A different one. Okay, cool. And tell me a bit about that relationship. With both of you studying, I mean, him becoming a doctor, there's really like very little time for relationships and things like that. How did that play a role in your relationship? Did you guys see each other a lot? Was it once a month?
I think for us, it's more a thing of like, we are comfortable knowing that we have separate lives.
Yeah.
So
you do know you're getting married, right?
Yeah, I do know.
So you do know you're becoming one person.
Yeah. Well, it will change quite drastically when we get married. But for the sake of our relationship, we weren't in each other's faces all the time.
So you basically at first I've got to ask this. At first, were you a bit worried that because I mean you went from a high school sort of setup where you saw each other every day and you had all that time together, like matric's not that difficult, so studying time is not as important, to all of a sudden moving to completely different universities, which are quite not a huge distance apart, but enough to sort of show you that now there needs space. Was that a strain for you?
It was actually a decision to go to a different university for that reason. I didn't want, if anything were to happen, they were in each other's faces all the time. Because we just started dating, basically, so it was kind of new. I think it just made us stronger now. And, like, we do spend a lot of time together, at least once a week, now. And then when there's holidays and stuff like that, we're in each other's faces all the time, I suppose.
Oh, that's pretty cool,
Yeah, and, like, I think it was important that we have different friends because when we were in high school, we had the same group of friends. And while that's cool and everything, I like having my own friends. Because then there's nothing to talk about, like my own university experiences, my own crazy people like Justin.
Crazy, awesome people.
Yeah.
But no, okay, that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Then the next question then. Oh man, I had it in my head now. Do you want any questions?
No, well, like wondering how he chose. Well, he must have thought like, well, this is the goal and all that, like
Did you guys speak about it beforehand, or did you just like come up to him and be like, look, I want to get married now, or?
It was a long discussion. I think it was over a couple of months. I'm sure I actually spoke to you about it like long before that. It was something that was on our minds that, you know, we had to think about with our futures and stuff like that, with our parents not being here, with finishing our studies and we wanted to be and all of those kinds of things. So it was a long discussion.
I like examples like this because then in all my future relationships, or my one future relationship where then I'll get married, of course, I like the sensibility behind this because you're still logical about it, you're still sensible about it, but you still get that fairy tale ending. You still get that like happy moment where you guys now are going to be like one person. I really enjoy it. I'm a romantic at heart, but my question actually that I was thinking of before is that you're studying architecture and he studies medicine. That's two different schools of thought right there, right? You're more, I'm thinking artistic. There's lots of like calculations and things involved, obviously, but very, very artistic. Where he's medicine, there's no room for
creative.
For creative sort of thinking there. You have to do it by the medicines. You have to do it like to the book, or else something's gonna go wrong. How does that work in your relationship? The way you guys are thinking differently. I mean, your hobbies must be different. I mean, yours compared to his. Does that make any like sense? Is that what the question is basically? What does he do differently in his life that you do differently in your life that will still like gel well together while you guys are living together? Like for instance, you told me earlier he plays games.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be the cool wife, and you're gonna let him play games because that's what cool wives do. Are you gonna try to take part in that? Because he's gonna go with you to all those awesome museums. Have you guys gone to museums together and done architecture things together?
Yeah, we've gone to exhibitions and art galleries and stuff like that together. What I like about him, what I love about him is that he's really open to like anything. You know, he's game for anything, to view anything with me, you know, so that's pretty cool. I've actually gone to view the body that he's worked on in anatomy, you know, that he dissects.
Wow.
I hate bodies, I hate blood, I hate any open thing.
Tell me, was there like squirting? Was there?
No, they were just viewing them. They would pay 5 people to view them, so I didn't watch him cut open things, but the smell was there, so that's not enough.
Tell me about that smell, because like obviously in things like CSI and stuff, you get the actors like feigning that they're smelling something. What was that like?
Well, this is like formaldehyde, because they preserve the bodies and stuff, so it's not really like a disgusting smell, like a rotting body kind of smell. It's just clinical.
Like lots of preservatives.
And it clings to you. The smell clings to you.
So every time you think of it, you're smelling it right now, and you're like, oh man, why did I walk into that?
Not good. Yeah, rather work with buildings, guys.
Buildings don't like stand up all of a sudden and be like, hey, what's going on?
They don't ooze weird things.
That's cool. I'm telling you now, we're going to invite him onto this podcast. We're going to get inside his head as well, because I'm really keen. Anybody that's willing to see life and see different perspectives is automatically gold in my book. And we have met him. We've met him twice now, a few times, and both times we really enjoyed his company. He's quiet, very thoughtful person, but I mean, he was hanging with 4 strange guys that were just talking a lot about reminiscent moments. But
inside jokes and all that.
Exactly. But I know that once we get him like on his own, we could probably get him more. He gets more familiarized with us. That could actually be fun.
Yeah, you could talk your head off. You could.
See, that to me is exciting because like I would love to see the other side of things. Like I've always been that person where, for instance, B will tell me about things, and I'll be like, now I wonder what's going through his head. Now I wonder what's, but like this game thing. Like he plays games with 2 other people that we know, and I want to know like how much fun does he have? Like when he's in game mode, do you guys like message each other, or does he say?
He doesn't look at his phone at all. I think that's my main problem.
I was gonna say, what are the problems with this?
That's my main issue. Like I don't mind him playing, but like look at your phone once in a while. You know?
See, that to me is like one of my things is that while I'm in a relationship and I'm playing games and stuff, like I really just want to play games. It's not that I don't care about the person. It's not that I don't have any feelings towards them. It's just that it's really hard to like pause a online game or you're playing with people and talk and type. So no, I understand his side of things. So Maybe like have you guys discussed like when he goes into game mode for like the next 2-3 hours, just go dark, no communication? Is that basically it?
Yeah, basically that's what happens. I let him have that time. Okay, I understand. He studies very hard. He does. He is a good boyfriend and everything, so he's allowed his game time.
Yeah.
See, guys, that's now advice for you. Be a good boyfriend, and a good fiance, and a good husband, and you will get your gaming time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But has there ever been a point where you just thought, okay, enough gaming, now I want some time as well?
Yeah, one time I was sick. Like literally, we were in Cape Town, and I was sick, laying in bed, and he came and played games there by me. That was like.
But how else do you keep
Yeah, what else would you do?
No, watch a movie or series. Come on, guys, there's more options than in games.
I would be like, seen that one? It's like it released yesterday. Yeah, seen it. No, okay, cool. That's pretty cool. I'm not siding with him, but I see his viewpoint.
Yeah.
Kind of on his side, but don't help me that. But yeah. So you're
No, B, what are the fights like? Has anything really happened where you're like, I'm sure nothing is perfect, so.
No, of course not. I think fights are showing that your relationship is working, that you're not just staying stagnant and you're not just like living with each other.
Absolutely.
There has to be friction.
Yeah.
There's no other way a relationship can work. Otherwise, if you are having problems and you're not talking about it and not fighting about it, then it just festers.
And then it comes resentment and stuff.
God, no, I couldn't live with that. What's nice about our fights, I suppose, is that there's always one of us who gives in, just realizes that there's a mistake, that you made the mistake, and then you work forward from that.
See, to me, that's the perfect couple to get married, is the couple that realizes that either party can make the mistake.
Yeah.
And if both people are communicating all the time, then I don't see why not.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Has there ever been a huge compromise on your part or his that you guys had to make for each other?
Huge compromise. No, I don't really think. No, I'm sure, like in the years to come, there'll probably be with our working schedules and stuff like that.
Okay, and now times like the time that he spends with his friends. Okay, when you guys are living together and stuff, how is that going to change, or is it going to stay the same where you guys are once a week with his mates, or how much time does he spend with his friends?
He's not really much of a guy's guy in the sense that he has a lot of guy friends that he just does his things with, like besides cousins, I suppose. And in that case, they're like people that I'm all cool with. So if he goes out with them, it's absolutely fine with me, because I have my goals and my people.
So when he goes out with his guys, you go out with your girls, or is it sometimes like he stays at home, you stay at home? And
yeah, and I think either one of us are okay with having alone time.
Yeah,
being on our own.
That's
completely fine.
definitely very important. Actually, we were speaking about it earlier about how you can actually get sick of someone even if you really, really like the person. I mean, I know Vusi and I, we can spend like 3 days with each other and absolutely enjoy the company, but at the end of the third day, we're just like, okay, Vusi, go home. Okay, Justin, I'm going home now because I just need it. And it's not a confrontational thing, but it's pretty awesome that you guys have like worked it out. This isn't like we're very against people getting married because of like families forcing you to, or because of things like that. So actually, that's really cool. Okay, so I think that about wraps it up. Just trying to think of anything more that we'd like to get from your side.
I'm just trying to think of a singular though, instead of the whole relationship with the couple. Like, with your studies and all, like, how does it work? Like, say, for fees and stuff like that, still your parents going with it?
I actually have my own things sorted out. I got a bursary for the first 2 years that I was studying.
Nice.
And then student loans, and then,
Okay, so you're paying for your own studies.
Yeah.
And how long from the moment you started to the moment you're going to end is your degree, is your studying degree?
It's going to be 8 years in total.
Jeez. And the first 2 years have been paid for?
Yeah.
And then the next 6 years are going to be student loans?
Well, 2 years of that is working. So I'm hoping that, that working will help with
the student loans.
With when I do my masters and my honors and stuff like that. So
that's pretty awesome. and your feeling about now who pays for the wedding first of all?
The wedding is something that the family does. So we don't pay for anything besides for gifts. Like that.
Okay, so when you guys move in together, it's going to be the rent that you guys are paying, and then your student loans. How do you feel about that that money, because obviously in the future you're not going to be worrying about money, because a doctor and an architect in one house, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But until you get to that point.
Yeah. For the time being, our parents have decided, because of our current situations, they are willing to support the rent and stuff. If my sister obviously also stays with me, they have to support her as well. So they actually, it was one of our concerns with getting married. We wanted to get married, but the financial thing was not really there, and it was their decision that they pay for all the other living expenses that we aren't able to cover right now.
Yeah.
Until we're able to.
Wow, but both your relationships with your parents are like pretty on point. From what I'm hearing, they're behind you 100%. They're supporting you as much as they can. So like, has there ever been like any huge disputes between you and your parents, or him and one of his parents, or?
Not really, no.
So both your sets of parents are like behind you 100%. Nice.
Yeah,
Like that.
that's amazing. Yeah.
Man, why you gotta be so like all perfect? We're waiting for someone messed up to get us out. But the first podcast we have, this person's got everything figured out, sorted out. Man,
Life seems well for now.
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. Yeah, no. And then in terms of like traveling and things like that, do you have to go overseas for your degree, or?
It's a choice. I can if I want to, but I can also like go to anywhere else. I can do it here if I want to. In that case, if I decide to go overseas and stuff, I'm sure it won't be for too long, for like 6 months or something like that.
Okay.
And I don't think it'll be too bad for our relationship. I mean, like, we don't have any kids, and we're not planning on having any kids anytime soon, so.
I'm telling you now that 6 months is going to be a goal point. After the first 2 or 3 years, from what I hear, I mean, being in the same house every single day with any person, that 6 months is going to be amazing for you guys. So by the end of the 6 months, you can be like, this is why I got married to him. I want him back. It's not coming fast enough.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
There's no cold feet in any way. Like, you feel like everything's right.
Yeah, for now it's fine. I'm sure closer to the day I'll feel a bit more anxious and stuff like that. But I'm pretty confident in my decision. I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't.
Yeah, because you're so young. I mean, being married at that time is such a thing.
It is a weird thing, and I suppose it's going to take some adjusting and stuff. But.
And in terms of relationships, like how many relationships did you have before him, and how many did he have before you?
I've had quite a few.
Okay.
Yeah, both of us we've had quite a few relationships. So.
Obviously, they didn't work out.
Yeah.
Any reasons why the previous guys failed?
No, they were losers.
Okay, now we're talking money-wise, personality-wise.
No, shame. They weren't all losers. I suppose it was just this relationships we had, the kinds of people we were at that time. Even now, though, I don't think I would date those people that I dated.
No. You guys are just not ready for, obviously, a serious relationship. I mean, it's high school. No one's ready for a serious relationship.
Exactly,
not at all. She was
Nice. Okay, that's pretty awesome.
I like it.
Cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah. See, we were trying to avoid the whole awkward silence thing, but now I think we've
said as much as we want. Question what we want, unless you have something else to say.
Yeah. Do you have any questions? Do you have any like things you want to say, like advice to women that want to get married and don't know if they should or not?
Women who want to get married. Be sure, I suppose, of yourself and where you want to go. I think if your plans are not in any way on the same path, then you have to think about that. Think about your future. I mean, like, if you don't have a plan, then I don't think getting married is like a solution to the problem.
Absolutely. No, we agree 100% there. Like we said before, shotgun weddings are not the way to go. If you're getting married because of a baby, if you're getting married because your family thinks 2 single people together for like 2 or 3 years is wrong.
Would be good for them.
No, definitely. So as long as you guys agree, that's cool. So open communication, make sure you guys are on the same page. And if you're not on the same page and you guys have been dating for 4 years, what happens?
Then leave. I honestly, personally, don't think any woman should invest in a relationship. Any person should invest in a relationship if you don't think it's going to end in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you don't think, you're going to marry the person, then you're just looking, and you're just staying, like, in the same space. You shouldn't be staying in the same space if you're not.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Going somewhere.
Okay, another personal question. Is there any point in your relationship where you thought, okay, I can't invest any more in this?
I suppose in the beginning, times when we like had our clashes about like communication and like certain disagreements about things, but you kind of have to also look at yourself and see their kind of point of view and like I don't know if that makes any sense. But
So it's another one of those things where if you're not ready for that kind of commitment, then you shouldn't be. Like one of my feelings is if you're going to go into a relationship full hard, the end result is going to be marriage.
Yeah.
And if you're not ready to take that step, like with that person, then you shouldn't really be dating.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't date. I'm not saying don't discover who you are and who the people are. But I mean, in the beginning, like you said, you were having clashes because he didn't know how to be a good boyfriend.
Yeah.
Well, for you as an individual, and you didn't know how to be a good girlfriend for him. So you guys obviously had to learn each other, and you had to learn each other's habits and things. And yeah, I like that.
I'm wondering, like, with the goals talk and all that. I'm wondering now, you seem to be bride, you shouldn't see so many flaws. But what do your girlfriend say about?
Brilliant question. That's right there.
Well, my closest friends have known him since we started dating, so they love him, I suppose.
Really?
He's like a brother to like all of them. Like one of my absolute closest friends, just like a sister to me.
Okay, advice to all guys: if you want the girl to marry you, best friends are the key.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. And I think also because I'm with someone who is so easy around new people, and with my people, like I brought him here and it was totally fine.
Oh, absolutely. He's better than fun.
So yeah, like he is just that kind of person that you can't not like him.
Oh, absolutely.
It's very difficult not to like him.
Oh, that's really cool. Like I want to get to know more, obviously, because like I know you fairly well.
Yeah.
And I definitely enjoy speaking to you and hanging out with you. And so, like, I think what we'll do is when we hang out as like guys and stuff and go out, we're gonna invite them.
You should do it. Yeah,
that'd be perfect. Yeah.
And then we can play online games. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you guys can do that. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty exciting. Yeah. Man, more questions.
I'm just wondering, you haven't broached the subject of things such as alcohol and all that, you together?
Sorry?
Say, does he drink?
He drinks, yeah.
Okay, you haven't broached that subject about how he drinks or not, anything like that.
How does that affect you guys? What compromises have you made?
Well...
Are there any rules?
Not really, no. Well, both of us kind of like indulge in, in drinking sometimes, but it's not like a lifestyle for us, I suppose. It's more like social, if we're going out kind of thing. Yeah, but it's not like our lifestyle. We're not drinkers or anything like that. And I don't think we'll be drinkers for forever kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool.
He seems like Mr. Perfect. I'm wondering where the dark side is.
He has a dark side, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He has like, he's very, what is the word? Active and stuff. He did kickboxing and stuff like that. So he had a lot of anger and stuff way back then.
Yeah.
Now he's completely chilled.
Does he know what the anger's about?
Okay, too personal.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as he can actually
well,
solve it.
See, that's what, again, this is a whole communication thing. It's like you know him fully and he knows you fully and you still accept each other, which is like obviously everyone's dream goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that's pretty awesome. So then, in terms of like your relationship, your 1 year anniversaries and things like that, like what did he do? What, like, did he get you gifts and things? Not just for anniversaries and stuff. Like, has he taken you places? Where has he taken you?
Well, right now for this past year, it's been without a car.
Oh yeah.
He's getting one soon, but for anniversaries and stuff, he buys a lot of gifts. Bracelets, necklaces, perfumes, and stuff like that. Takes me out whenever he can.
Yeah.
Restaurants and movies and all that kind of things. But I don't expect too much. Like now, when he's able to, then
They make up for all of it. Oh no, like you see, you don't seem like a materialistic person to me. But like, what advice can you give to guys in terms of spoiling girls, even if they don't have the means to? What?
Thoughtfulness. What is she like? You know, it doesn't have to be anything that costs a lot of money or anything like. Something that's just special to her or that means something to the both of you. You know, like one of the gifts that he really liked was like a Game of Thrones poster that I got him. It was it was like cheap, you know, it wasn't like an expensive gift, but he absolutely loved it and I got it framed and everything and stuff. Like simple things, photographs, letters, he's actually written me letters. And stuff like that.
Is he a poet? Does he do
No.
poems and things?
He's not really amazing with words, but he's sweet. So.
Does he try to write anything in Afrikaans to you?
No.
That to me would be like the perfect
the
thing.
ultimate test.
It's like, ek is lief vir jou. Jou is die beste.
No, he fails it.
Yeah.
He messes up with it.
Digital, just like red lines.
I was just gonna say, I could just picture me going like, yeah, correction.
My sister actually, a boy sent her a love note when she was, I think grade 7 or something, and she like turned it in with a whole lot of spelling checks and stuff.
Oh my god!
Like, you know.
That's actually another point. It's like, how many sisters do you have?
I have 2 sisters, younger and older.
Okay, 2 sisters. Obviously,
and a baby brother.
Yeah, your baby brother's a bit young for it, but your 2 sisters, any love interests in their lives? How have you dealt with that? Are they still continuing those interests?
Well, yeah, there's a bit of struggles with my sisters. My youngest sister particularly, she has like the weirdest taste in guys, and like I just absolutely hate them because I can see completely through. Like I know what she sees, like they're cool and whatever, but I can see through them completely. And you try to discourage them, but you can't really take them from everything.
I just want to point out, when you tell a teenager to not do something, they automatically...
I don't tell her not to,
Yeah.
I don't tell her not to, but she knows the disapproval.
Yeah, and your father, like, how does he handle these situations?
My dad, when I was younger, I never spoke about dating. Before my current boyfriend, I never spoke about dating with him. He literally only knew we were dating when I got my matric results, and
Smart.
he had to come and ask my father's permission to date me.
Nice, yeah.
So, but now he knows all about my sister's lives and stuff, and I'm like, this is just not cool. Don't get involved.
Yeah, no, trust me, I made the mistake once of trying to, sort of open the communication channels for my sister and for my cousin. They're about the same age. And I just wanted to let them know, because when I was a teenager, I hid everything from my mother, and my father didn't know anything about anybody. And yeah, I just know that except unless it was a serious relationship, they didn't know about it. And so I then obviously tried to open communication channels so that they wouldn't hide anything. So I would always know who they're with, where they are, and things like that. The very first day, because first, obviously, teenagers, they're skeptical of the older person offering this. But the very next day, they came and opened up. And that first day is the moment I close the lines of communication. Because there's just some things you just never want to find out. Because even though you love them and you trust them, it's you're just please don't be the goals I know. Just don't head in that direction at all. But of course, you can't stop, it's part of life.
Yeah.
But
they have to make those kind of mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a person has to make their own mistakes in order to find out why everybody's telling them don't. But yeah, no, I like that a lot. So your father's cool.
He is cool, but obviously he's very intense. There was this guy that my sister liked, and he was an asshole, turned out to be an asshole, and my dad absolutely hates his guts, absolutely extreme, and he was a friend of mine. So, I was friendly with him, so he doesn't have to be so intense about it. It wasn't that big of a deal, but.
Well, I'm just gonna say, if the way I see it, I hope I don't have daughters. But because I said that, Karma's gonna be you got 3 daughters. But and I've discussed this with previous people that previous person that I thought I was gonna get married to and have kids with, that if we had daughters, even for the first 10 kids, we're not stopping until I get a son. But I hope it doesn't take 10 kids. A son just to carry on the name, and daughters to lock up until they're 30 so that they don't know what a boy is. Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. They're supposed to be, you're your father's princess. Yeah. And the fact that you found this awesome guy, and I take it your fiance and your father have an awesome relationship, that to me is 10 points. Yeah. Right? Out of 10. Yeah. And that's really cool. Yeah. So it's pretty awesome that you've literally got everything not only figured out, but you've got everything. You've got everything there, in that department at least. And it sounds like it's going to be a fair
How
time.
does your mom view this? Like, whole thing with boys and your sisters and...
My mom was totally against it. Absolutely against it. I think she was the reason mostly why I didn't ever tell her about anything.
Yeah.
Her thing was get a degree first and then you can talk to me about dating boys. Yeah.
That worked out.
Yeah, something, yeah.
But she absolutely loved my fiance before I even met him, because she's a teacher at the high school that I was at.
Oh, okay.
So she absolutely loved him, and she was dropping hints all the time. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, no.
Yeah.
But I don't know how she's going to be with my sisters. She's still kind of like trying to find out what the story is, but they don't tell her anything.
Yeah.
So.
So your dad knows, but it's like.
Yeah.
I just want to give you a tip here.
Yeah.
Parents that are still married, tell each other everything.
I know.
So that's just the thing. Like I bet you've also spoken to people about stuff like that, and they've always been like, "Let's keep this a secret. Don't tell anybody."
Yeah.
Your fiance is the first to know.
Mostly, yeah. I don't.
Wait. Who's the first one to know?
No, shame. I don't tell him everything. Like if it's personal stuff. Or,
Yeah.
That
Someone else,
doesn't.
yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Unless it directly affects him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or if it's like very interesting gossip.
I'm just trying to think what your friends could be doing that might affect him. It's like, okay, you know your baby brother? Well, there's a girl that likes him, and was dating him for the last 6 months. It's like, oh, okay, who is it? And it's like, oh, it's person A, B, and C. It's like, oh, I don't think she's gonna be good for him. She used to date one of my friends, not my younger brother. No, but I don't think guys think like that.
No.
Not over guys. Like we're so protective of our women, but like when my brother started dating and things like that, every time he'd tell me he's got a girlfriend, I'd be like,
high five.
Oh, high five. Oh, okay, make sure you're okay. Make sure you do this. Make sure you do that. And then my sister told me she was interested in a boy, and the first thing I did was tell him to invite me on BBM so that I can give him all the death threats. He's got to ask me permission before he can even like say that he likes you.
Yeah.
But of course that was before. Like actually, that's an interesting story that I'm going to share. Is that when the lines of communication were still open, the kid did invite me on BBM, and the first thing he said to me was "sup."
Oh God!
And I was like,
hate him immediately.
Yeah.
You say sir, so that I can tell you I'm not old enough to be called sir. But you call me sir, and you say hi, and you be as polite as possible. You can't even muster up a little bit of politeness.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like what I had done was like she told me that he liked her and stuff like that, and she liked him, and he had a profile picture of him in this little chihuahua thing, and I told her. Look, he better invite me and ask permission, or else I'm going to take a chainsaw, cut him up to bits, and feed him to the little dog until the little dog's fed.
Jeez.
And somehow she still gave my BBM pin to him, which is like very trusting and stuff, but like after that she hasn't really spoken to me about things like that. She tried now recently when I moved back, but like I tried not to say anything because I always say there's any love interest, and she's like, yeah, there's 2 guys I might like. One's a bad boy, and the other one's like trying to go to church for me. And I was like, both of those are no. And it's like, why? It's like something wrong with the character, something wrong. No.
Yeah.
You're boys, and you're a girl, and no. So that is why I can't communicate with my sister or future little princesses. They tell their mothers everything, and I stay completely out of it. Completely out of it. But yeah.
It's wonderful that girls can actually analyze guys like that. They can say, well, this guy doesn't look like this, but then he has the potential to be something.
Yeah. And has there been a person that you thought was going to be like absolute crap or like full of shit and things like that, but turned out, well, besides your fiance, turned out to be like pretty amazing people, and you're like actually glad that you got to know them?
Yeah, actually one of my best friends was like that. I thought she was like the worst person. Like she was so bossy and like absolute meanness and stuff like that. And now we're like so close. So that actually has happened to me quite often.
Oh, and then that's another question. Like leading on to that is like male friends for you and female friends for him.
Yeah.
How does that work? When you guys have conversations with either one, do you show each other everything so that you're open, or do you just not really have a lot of male friends to like for him to worry about?
I have quite a lot of male friends, and he has quite a lot of female friends. But but I've met all of them. He's met my guy friends, so it's not like I don't trust them or anything like that. My problem wouldn't really be with them in that sense. It would be with him then.
Nice. See, differentiate. Yeah. I hate those movies where the guy gets caught cheating and the woman immediately attacks the woman. It's like, what did the woman do? The woman could be completely innocent. She might not even know anything.
Yeah, because he's the one who probably gave her the impression that it was okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
It's pretty awesome. I love how every time I say, okay, maybe it's time to wrap up, we find more and more sort of. See, this is what this podcast is going to be about. Is we want to know more and more about people's lives, how they live, and things like that. So this has been a real eye-opener because even though we speak a lot, this is still more eye-opening for me than any of our previous conversations. Because most of our conversations hey, how are you? Oh, how's university? How's your fiance? How's that? And then it sort of ends there because that's all we really have to talk about. It's all we really bring up. Kind of thing. So I've really enjoyed this.
Well, this is going to be really personal then. Sex. Has that been merged? Okay. I'm thinking that's going to happen after the marriage.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, we respect that. I think most people should only be doing that with people they trust. So getting married, hopefully you trust the guy. So yeah, I don't know. That's cool. Yeah. Anything else? You're good. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I think that was our third episode of it. Compared to our first two, actually, this is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's nice to see someone new.
Exactly. It's nice actually to get into someone's head. Not have a podcast called In Your Head and not actually be in anyone's head, except watch the dynamics between 2 people or 4 people. But I've really enjoyed this. This was actually pretty awesome.
I have to.
And then hopefully next podcast we'll get someone cool.
Yeah.
And then your fiance is definitely going to come up. We're not even going to say who he's getting married to, but we'll speak to him as if he's a complete
guy.
Yeah. And one of the things we should do, because one of the podcasts that we mentioned before on this as well is Keith and the Goal, and Keith has a separate podcast from his thing called My Name is Keith, and on that podcast they actually drink while they eat. So things get real.
Inhibitions go away.
Yeah, so you become less and less inclined to keep things to yourself. So what we're going to do is probably do that with him. We're going to do that with most male people that we're going to interview, and we're probably going to do that as well with female people that are okay with that. Yeah. But for now, thanks very much for coming to the show. That's B, everybody. Yeah. And then V, thanks very much for coming through and doing this.
Yeah.
Cool. And have a good day.